Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another PlayStation review. I'm taking a look at today Heist Simulator Urban Thief Shadows for the PlayStation 4. This came out only a couple of days ago. I think it came out the same day as the Robin Hood game that I reviewed very recently on the channel. So primarily I've been putting most of my time into the Robin Hood game. And I put quite a bit of time into this one. Well, when I say quite a bit of time, to try and get some content out for you guys on this one, because I like to do a lot of simulator games on the channel, because they're obviously very, very popular in the PlayStation Store. Otherwise, they wouldn't make so many of them. But quite a lot of them tend to be rubbish, I think it's fair to say. And I've covered quite a few of them on this channel. Now, this is obviously a copy or homage to the Thief Simulator and Thief Simulator 2 that both have been released on the PlayStation. This was $9.99 in the UK, not exactly what you call a high price game, obviously. And it is very much like Thief Simulator, just nowhere near as good. And that's saying a lot, because Thief Simulator is not exactly a masterpiece, you know what I mean? Those two games, very, very rough around the edges, those. So you play a thief at the beginning of the game, you rob an apartment, and then you get arrested. It jumps to 5 years later, you've come out of jail, you've got nothing, you get set up in your own little hidey hole. You've got a bike, basically, and by that I mean a pedal bike, to take yourself to heists. You've got like a notice board with different places to rob, and you have like a skills board or an upgrade board where you can upgrade your equipment and things, and you've got a computer where you can buy things like new equipment. What you do basically is you choose which where you're going to rob, and it starts off with like a RV, if you like, in a supermarket car park, and then it's like a trailer, and then it goes to like private residence, and it goes to apartments, so on and so forth. And each one, if you like, gets more difficult than the last, and each one requires you to have the right equipment to be able to get in and rob the place of all its possessions. Right, now, the big problem with this game, from my perspective, is the early gameplay of this game consists of going to the gas station, which is where the RV is parked in the car park. You don't need any lockpicks or anything to get into that, because you get simple lockpicks, complex lockpicks, and you get like equipment to break into safes on this. But this for some reason they leave this door open in the car park, so you can go back to that and rob it as often as you want, but it's not full of very expensive stuff. There might be bits and pieces here and there, and then after each heist it takes you straight to the pawn shop, if you like, where you can pawn your goods and you get money, and that's how you A, earn money to buy equipment, and B, level up your character so that you can upgrade yourself, so you can have more room in your backpack to store things that you've stolen. You can unlock the use of simple lockpicks, and then complex lockpicks, then the use of a car, so on and so forth. You get the idea. However, early on in the game, in the tutorial section, it shows you how to use the simple lockpicks, and it was quite a forgiving mini game, really. Very similar to what you've seen in Fallout, things like that, you know, and Skyrim. That's kind of lockpicking that you get in there. But when you actually get in the game and you start and you get to the point where you're unlocking simple lockpicks and buying them, they shatter within seconds of trying them. So you can't even break into the second property, which is the trailer in so the first one is the RV in the car park, the second one is the trailer. And even with 3 simple lockpicks, which once you upgrade, you can carry 2 of them in your backpack and 1 in your bike. So I had 3 of them, and I still, each of them just shattered within seconds of trying to unlock. So it massively puts you out of the game. The only thing you're left to do in this game is constantly rob this RV in the car park of the supermarket or the gas station, sorry, and keep constantly selling goods to keep upgrading yourself in the hope that you are going to upgrade yourself enough to get the right equipment or skills that you need to break into this trailer easier. And by that point, I'm not going to lie, I lost all enthusiasm because the path to kind of getting where you want to be on this, for me, was just incredibly frustrating. And for me, the game isn't made good enough for me to want to put any more time into this, unfortunately. So my suggestion to you guys would be, if you're interested in a thief simulator type game, which this clearly is, go and buy Thief Simulator. The first one will be very, very cheap to buy now. Even the second one will probably be fairly cheap to buy now on the PlayStation Store. They're always in sales, those games. And while those games aren't brilliant, they're infinitely better than what you're getting here. It's just the mechanics here are just completely unforgiving. It doesn't end up being fun to play. You're just kind of going to the same locations, robbing things, selling them for peanuts in the hope that you can upgrade yourself. And then, to me, that's not a fun game. So they've kind of buggered this one up, really, to be honest, guys. I can't really recommend this one, even at this price. Even at a sale, I wouldn't probably recommend trying this one out unless you are like an incredibly patient gamer. This one is a damp squid as far as I'm concerned. Just go and get the real thing, which is the Simulator 1 or 2, and forget about this one. So thank you very much for joining me for this review. I hope you found it useful.